All right, I'm out here on this Sunday, on this sunny morning. It's getting pretty hot already, but I'm out here with the mower that has a bunch of spot rust and stuff, some surface rust, and I'm trying to treat it. And I've always heard about this rust converter paint. Rust converting reverts rust to a paintable primer, sprays clear, dries to a black prime surface. Now, I can't remember what brand I used before, and let me show you what I've done already. So that's the beast. This is the hood that I'd taken off. This is one that I'd been working on restoring, and it's actually starting to run pretty good, but I was trying to do some cosmetic work on it, and earlier, I guess it was late last summer, when I worked on the mowing deck. That was the main problem with this mower. I tore it down, got everything working, and I sprayed, you can see some of the overspray here, and I sprayed it with some rust converting paint, but it came out black. It didn't go on clear and then dries to a black prime surface. It came out black, and it dried pretty hard. You can see it's dirty, but there's no scratches. The stuff has not scratched off. It was pretty solid, pretty hard surface there. And decided not to paint over it. I was just going to leave it black. Now, I've been using this Krylon. There we go. And sprays clear, dries to a black. But you can see, well, it's dry, but it goes on clear, and it has stayed clear. I have used this entire can throughout the entire body of this thing, and you can see all the rust marks still there, down there. So I'm kind of disappointed. You can see it's, I've used 80% of it out of the can and let it sit here and dry. Yeah, it's dry for sure, but it's not black. But I guess I'll ask around and see if anybody else has experienced this with this paint. But we'll try it again, and I'll continue working on this mower. Okay, so I didn't have too much luck with the Krylon rust reformer or rust converter. And I went back because I know I tried a different brand earlier. I guess it was late last summer, so about 10 months ago. So that's what I used on the mowing deck, the rust-oleum rust reformer. It instantly converts rust to a protected paintable surface, stops rust. And you can see the mowing deck still looks pretty good. Keep in mind that that last year it looked like that, right? There was a lot of paint peeling up and a lot of surface rust, but it's holding up very well. Yeah, the other side, it's a little dirty, but you don't see any bubbling up of the paint. There's no rust coming up from the surface. That is still after the Krylon. Now, I went back to Lowe's to look for this rust-oleum, but apparently they are phasing out rust-oleum from their stores. I had 2 cans of the Krylon, but you know, the guy, the guys at the counter, they're convinced that that I was doing something wrong. You know, it's like, well, no, sorry to say, it's going on clear, but it is not black. It is not drying black. So, but they were accommodating. I mean, they're convinced that I'm doing something wrong, but they did give me my money back eventually after. So for some reason, I think that's doing much better. At least you can see it going on. And I'm just trusting Rust-Oleum that it is doing the thing, that it is reforming the rust, converting it like it says. And I tend to believe them after you know, doing and treating my mowing deck. It's holding up very well. I did the top and underneath on that mowing deck, and it is holding strong. So I have about a third of the can left. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. But that's just a quick comparison, and so far my money's on Rust-Oleum. Feel free to give it a shot on your own. You might have better luck than I did with Krylon, but there's a few different brands out there for the rust reforming and rust converters, and I highly recommend them. They really work really well. I was just using this spray can for these small jobs, but there are some other you know, rust converters out there that come in larger quantities that you brush on. So if you're doing a large framework or something, they work fantastic. But that's it.